Dear Dr. Professor Rabbi Sensei Berger, I love that. It has been a true pleasure being your student for this past 2 years, especially this last year. Through your teachings and your lectures and your personal stories, I think it has been a beautiful journey that combined not only professional development but also personal development.
I remember the first class I had with Dr. Berger, and no, it wasn't theories, much to his surprise. And I also remember thinking, wait, let me get this straight. The man wearing a yarmulke is also a motorcycle riding black belt karate master?
Dr. Berger, I will miss your calm disposition, your insights, and the funny jokes that you tell in class.
Hi Professor Berger, Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to say that you've been extremely instrumental in my professional growth at NYU over the past 2 years. I feel very lucky that I was under your instruction all through my program, taking the theories course and then the vocations course and then being in your internship seminar both the last 2 semesters. If I were to make that choice again, taking all these courses, I won't change a thing. I'll take all of these with you again.
Hi, Professor Berger. I thought about calling you Yitz, but I suppose that would be inappropriate, at least not before I graduate. Thank you for everything that you've done. I don't have much creative to say, or I'm not going to, reenact any moments from class, but I will take the time to thank you for everything you've taught me and taught all of us. Brought us together as a group of learners and as emerging professionals, and we've all enjoyed it a lot. I know I certainly have. You've given us a lot of insight and wisdom, not only into this profession, but into life and into a lot of things that I think none of us expected to learn about, like Tai Chi and the rules of a kosher home, things like that, which maybe I'm a little bit more interested in because of, my life.
There are some people who manage to surprise you every day, and Dr. Berger is one of those people. Just when you think you know him, he starts revealing these unique and new parts of himself. In fact, Dr. Berger is probably one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my whole life. One minute he comes in with this cool hat and the matching belt and starts talking about his martial arts and Tai Chi experiences. The next minute he's a wise rabbi. And then he goes on to talk about his motorcycle like a fun-loving teenager. He defies all the stereotypes, and that is exactly what draws others to him.
Dr. Berger will say, have I told you guys this story before? Oh well, I'll tell it again. And I almost always say, really? At the end, because he never ceases to intrigue me. He's a world traveler, he's a doting grandfather, he is a rabbi, he's an incredible psychologist, he's a 4-carat ring-buying husband. He is truly one of the only professors I think will email you back at 1 a.m. And he's become one of the most interesting and intriguing people I've ever known.
I remember that during the theories course I needed to interview someone for Professor Richardson's course, and you agreed to be my interviewee, and that was very humbling for me that you gave me so much of your time. You sat with me in the library and I got to know your professional achievements, and it was very, very, very humbling for me that someone of your stature sat down with me and gave me so much of your time.
And for the first few months of supervision, I kept saying, I really think Dr. Berger doesn't like me. He literally never agrees with me. Until I learned that Dr. Berger is the ultimate devil's advocate, which frustrated me for quite some time. Now it's something that I anticipate, and it's also something I've come to appreciate very much.
Dr. Berger rarely agrees with you. Rarely. But when he does, you know that he'll have your back. He'll just look at you, and you'll know that you're on the right path. Even in the face of horrible circumstances, he'll say, don't take it as a threat, but rather take it as a challenge. And that makes you angry sometimes. And you say, but Dr. Berger, this is really bad. This is a real threat. And he just gives you that knowing glance of his, and you know that you'll eventually get there.
I have learned a lot of things from you. A lot. But I was thinking of 2 that I could mention. Clinically, you have shown me that having or that understanding and believing that we always have options. Personally, I've learned from you that you can be very on top of your academics, be an incredible professor and professional, and still have time to rebel a little and have that kick-ass side to you. I've learned that from your stories of motorcycle and breaking logs with your hands and all that kinds of things, which to me are just an example of having a balance and finding a balance in our lives. Yes, work hard, but also remember to play a little as well. So thank you.
I can't even come close to articulating all that I've learned about being a therapist, about life, and about myself. And Dr. Berger allowed me to grow. I am a stronger, certainly more competent clinician because of him. I'm also more self-aware, and I've learned a great deal about myself.
Probably one of the most important things I learned from Dr. Berger is that I don't have to have all the answers to my endless questions, because sometimes asking the right questions is more important than getting answers.
In the last 1 year, you also showed a lot of care and support and encouragement. For example, when my summer internship fiasco happened, I wasn't in a good place. I doubted my own abilities, and you saw the best in me at that time, and that meant so much to me. You also showed a lot of regard for me when I was struggling with my present internship and Fulbright wasn't proving it. Your support meant so much to me. You were always encouraging, and you always believed that it would work out. And there were so many other small places through the journals. You've always been so kind with your words. For example, when the whole thing happened with the homicidal patient at my hospital, it meant I was very moved by all the support I got from you.
You've inspired me to look forward to the rest of my life. You seem to have gotten happier and happier, and that's always really important to see that happens for people. I've really enjoyed our conversations about psychology, but also about life and about religion and sometimes about politics, and I'm learning to look at things a little bit differently and with more open eyes because of our conversations, and that's really important for all of us to be able to do, so thank you for that.
I can't help but both admire and envy how comfortable he is with his beliefs, with his emotions, his thoughts, with life.
What I will miss most about Dr. Berger, of course, I have to say his stories. Again, they gave classes a humane and personal touch. And I'm also going to miss having someone who is encouraging yet is always acting as the devil's advocate when you present something. And I guess he's just trying to make you think harder and see things in a different way. But having that person who's constantly questioning you in a way that gets you thinking, gets your wheels spinning, is definitely something that I will miss. I will miss a lot this class.
I've loved your stories as loosely tied to what we're talking about as they've been. They've always been entertaining and have taught a lesson. And I'll miss that. I'll miss your laughter and your making fun of everybody in class appropriately. It teaches us to laugh at ourselves, which is important forever.
Over the past 30 weeks, we've argued, had disagreements, laughed, cried. Maybe the crying is just me. But we, in Yolam's words, truly cohered as a group. And everyone's roles were unique and irreplaceable. And it was never the same if one was missing. And I am going to miss this very much.
It's helped me a lot to go professionally, and all the times you've played the devil's advocate, that's helped me to push myself further. I thank you so much. May you always be blessed, may you be happy and healthy, and may you enlighten the way for so many more students to come in the coming years.
Solo en la agonía de despedirnos es que somos capaces de comprender la profundidad de nuestro amor. Muchas gracias. Mis mejores deseos hoy y siempre en todo lo que decidan hacer.
Thank Thank you, Dr. Berger. I'll miss you.
I will take your wisdom with me everywhere I go. I will probably check in with you from time to time just to say hello and let you know how things are going. I hope that things go great with you moving forward. I know you're never going to love another group of students the way you've loved us, but I'll allow you to keep teaching. That will be okay.
The past 2 years that I've spent at NYU would not have been the same without this experience and without Dr. Berger. And I thank him very much for everything.
My master's experience would not be as rich had I never walked into that class. Theories of counseling, my first semester. I can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough. We are so thankful, I am so thankful to have you as a professor. I will always remember you.